Martin. Welcome. Johnny, I'm Joey. That's what I'm talking about right there.
There you go.
So, you may
Nice
not.
to meet you.
We will introduce everybody now, or
Well,
so you guys can kind of know who you. So, I guess
No, go ahead.
JJ
Y'all just go
was
around
on the
and
ambulance. I'm sorry, Mr. McNeil, and Andrew. They were on the EMS truck came to your house.
Y'all are in my living room?
They were. And these two guys got here first, and then their supervisor, who was following shortly behind you.
Just security, but yes, sir.
Yes, so he
Sean
was there
O'Connell.
as well.
That's
Sean
Sean.
O'Connell. And I believe Miss Bailey is who you spoke with on the phone when you called 911. So, you've already met Mr. Martin, you met Doug. He was on duty here that day. He was one of the first ones to you. Here's, come here. Come here. Yep. You two guys.
Of course. Yes, of course.
Y'all are not making a good photo.
We'll get to that. And then Mr. Martin, this is Jeremy. He works with County Fire. So literally our truck, the county fire truck, and then I pulled up all at the same exact time, virtually. So Maselli and Jeremy
Thank you
were
very
on the
much.
truck,
Yes, sir.
and they grabbed some equipment. Doug grabbed some equipment. I grabbed some equipment, and then these guys showed up, brought in all of their equipment, and you were still on the and you were still, Miss Martin, you were still on the phone with Bailey when we got there.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yep.
I feel very lucky to be alive. They told me that 10%, they told me only 10% of the people that this happens to at home survive. So,
It's actually slightly less than 10%.
scares me every time I think about it.
Sir. But you had the crew, really, and it starts with Bailey.
I'm sorry.
Because we've done 3 of these since I've been here for 2 years, and Bailey's been the person that's been to every one of them. So, Ms. Martin, you were on the phone with the right person when this happened.
Yeah,
And then we got Marie in the back there. She's supervisor, but I think she was on the EMS channel dispatching this whole thing. I don't remember. Your name's all over the reports I got. So this is this is your team of folks that got you standing here today.
Saved my life.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Well, actually, the person that really saved your life is her.
I know. I call her lifesaver wife.
That's good.
I told her I was going to buy her a new car, and I did. We bought it last Tuesday. We've had it a week.
Was it a Matchbox car or was it a?
It's a must.
That's a big one. All right.
Must.
That's pretty awesome. That's good stuff.
She had. I told her she'd get whatever she wanted, so she got it.
Actually, it was God who saved him. He just used me to do it.
That's right. That's right.
The heart surgeon said that. Somebody, I don't know if it was her, but somebody told the heart surgeon, "You saved his life," and the heart surgeon said, "I didn't save his life, God did."
Yeah.
That's what kind of man he was.
Yep.
And without the quick response from the fire department being where they were and doing what they do phenomenally well,
Absolutely.
everyone says, oh, well, EMS has all the medicines and stuff, but without the quick interventions that they're able to do,
Absolutely.
we wouldn't be having this conversation today either.
Y'all
Yeah, we
worked
wouldn't,
and
sir.
worked until he came back to life.
I feel very lucky. Very lucky that you guys were here.
Mr. Martin, I got a couple more. Randy, come on. So, we got a couple more that we showed up in force, so.
I brought some people I want to introduce you to,
Okay.
too, before we're.
All right, well, this is Randy Temples. He's actually your neighbor who lives over in Addington.
Really?
He showed up very shortly. I don't know if he was there before EMS or not, but I think he showed up pretty quick as well. And then the other on-duty crew was, part of our crew was Nadia and then Greg Ward. So
Yeah.
Nadia Maggi
I remember
and,
you were there.
and Greg were there and helped with your care as well. So, but
Took Kathy to the hospital.
Come here.
I remember him.
and I want to introduce you to him.
Yep, I remember him coming over.
Matt,
And my sister, my brother-in-law.
come here, Matt. Come here, Matt.
And my neighbors have been very helpful.
She just got a new car. I'm not sure you got an option.
That's right. Come here.
Where am I supposed to go?
I need my agent, please.
Thomas,
This is my brother-in-law.
Thomas took me to the hospital.
How are you, sir?
Yeah.
Pleasure to meet you.
Just did what I thought I was supposed to do with a good neighbor.
And Matt drove me home and
I was in the neighborhood.
sat with us all during the time of the operation. And he took us to the doctor when we needed it.
No problem. I do it for you anytime, you know that.
Yeah.
How about some tomatoes from the garden?
You can have all the tomatoes
Thank
you
you.
want.
They're really good. Where's the guy with the clipboard that was walking around that day? Is he here?
Who was yeah, somebody was taking information.
Yeah, he was taking information.
Who was that, Randy?
That was him right there.
Oh, okay.
This man right here kept all you guys together. Seriously. And
That's by design.
By design.
It is.
By design.
It is.
He kept telling Kathy that she did everything right,
Yep.
which she did.
Oh, you're the one that said that?
I remember you now. But all of y'all are awesome.
She had
Awesome.
CPR training when she was in the Girl Scouts 60 years ago, and I'm sure she didn't remember too much about it. But this lady here gave her instructions of how to do it again, and they saved my life with it.
I'm glad I could help you.
Well,
How long did you stay on the phone?
Probably 11 minutes, maybe 10 or 11 minutes.
Because when they came in, I lost the phone. I didn't know where it went.
I'm sorry.
May I tell him who you were talking to on the phone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so-
Absolutely.
So there's one thing that I remember that Ms. Martin told me is,
He'll never forget
as soon as, I
that.
will never forget it. And you have to understand from an emergency responder's point of view, you know, some things hit us while we're on a call, and it just, you can't show any emotion, but you kind of chuckle to yourself sometimes and think, you know, oh, wow, you know, but you can't show that. But as soon as we got there, the guys were going to work, and then I was basically starting to ask Miss Martin, okay, did you see what happened, and do you know what was going on, things like that. And the first thing she told me was that, yes, I was just sitting right here, and he was sitting there on the couch, and he was talking to T. Rowe Price on the phone. and just in the back of my mind, that when he said that, it was just kind of like I thought, well, either he got some really good news or some really bad news.
That's how we bought the car.
That's awesome. That is awesome. But I'll never forget that he was on the phone with T. Rowe Price, and so.
It was all good news.
Yeah. His issue was they hadn't posted the dividends yet.
You know, it happened June 28th, and I don't remember anything from June 27th, the day before, until about July 6th. I woke up in the hospital, and there was a doctor at the foot of my bed, and he said, I'm the one that removed the vein out of your leg. And I thought, I didn't know I had any problem. I didn't even know I was in the hospital. I said, why did you remove a vein out of my leg? And he explained it to me.
Yeah.
Along with the chest.
Yeah, with the zipper.
Yeah.
Well, again, it's very rare for the responders to have much follow-up, especially on our level, with HIPAA laws and things of that nature. You know, once your care leaves our hands and goes up in the system,
You don't know what happened.
we don't know a lot of times, you know, what the outcomes are. And again, it just floored me when you walked into the fire station a couple weeks ago.
My
So,
cardiologist said that you know, it's usually fatal. You should go thank those people.
Yeah.
So as soon as we left her office, that's where we headed,
Yep.
to see you.
Well,
Well,
thank you all.
these-
Thank you, every one of you.
Absolutely. You guys did a great job. And you were so close by. It's about 2 miles.
Yep.
1 mile.
And And,
Everybody in
place.
place.
yes.
To save
So-
Johnny's life.
Yeah. So anytime you see an ambulance or a fire truck or any emergency vehicle going down the road and, you know, some folks get a little aggravated, oh man, I gotta move over, let them go by, I gotta slow down, I gotta, you know, just, you know, always
I won't ever do
remind them
that.
and keep in mind that, you know, they may be going to someone you love or someone you know. So, so there's a reason, that we do what we do and here it is. I mean, my goodness.
10%.
These $1 million fire trucks are worth every penny.
Yes, they are. And that machine you said you put on me
Yes, sir.
to do CPR.
So we
worth
have,
every penny.
you were also a defibrillator was used, and then it's called a Lucas device. It is a mechanical CPR device. And there were 2 on the scene, three on the scene that day, I think. You got one? Yeah, so there's, I know the east side of Forsyth County is blessed that we have probably more here than the west side does. But we own one, and here at our fire station. And then, of course, the county carries it on the 09 trucks, and then the EMS supervisors carry it on their trucks. And are they on the unit yet? Not yet, okay. Medic cars, yes. So, so those devices are about $20,000. 32 now? We got a deal, we bought ours for 20. So,
Yeah.
But, yeah, I would imagine they've come up. We've had ours for a little while now, so. But those, you know, everything is expensive. And,
Yes, it is.
but, you know, the outcomes are
Worth every
priceless.
penny.
The outcomes are priceless.
Absolutely.
So, so it's been a awesome, just story, that you walked into the fire station.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and within 2 months. Because
it was 2 months.
it was
to-
June 28th.
It was
was
June
the
28th. It's been
Incident date,
8
just shortly after lunch.
8 weeks today is my,
And you walked in this fire station 2 weeks ago to introduce yourself. So
and I
that
could
was
barely
just-
walk that day, quite frankly.
I
I wasn't sure whether.
You were doing a whole lot better than the last time I seen you.
I wasn't sure I was going to have a walker, and I had a walker in the car. But they told me that magical things happen between week 6 and week 8, and it did. This is week 8 for me. 2 weeks ago, I couldn't stand here and talk to you people without sitting down.
That is awesome.
It's amazing.
It is.
So if
It
we
is.
want to take the opportunity, we can sit down. We've got a little bit of program we want to run through, and then I know that our media folks are going to want to take a bunch of pictures, if you guys are okay with that.
Yeah.
And some of them might actually want to talk to you.
Okay.
And then
I'd
we
love to
can,
talk to them.
and then